Hello to all fellow Taoists. Welcome back to the 3D animation channel. In Immortals' journey to immortality, besides our main character, Han Li, there are also many other supporting characters. Male, female, old and young, all sorts. But there's one group of characters that has garnered a lot of attention and interest from fellow Taoists, and even Han Li himself has taken notice. And it's none other than the beauties by Han Li's side. The main topic of our video this time is to explore these beauties and Han Li's romantic fate. Who are his wives, and who are those who had a connection but no destiny with him? All of this information has been carefully selected and compiled by me. So, if any fellow Taoists have suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment below. Now, let's begin. It's truly fitting, as the saying goes, a fair lady is a good match for a gentleman. Throughout his cultivation journey, Han Li encountered many beautiful women. So, who are his wives, and which alluring figures, despite their connections, ultimately missed their chance with him, leaving behind a trail of regret? Han Li's wives. 1. Nam Gongwan. The only woman Han Li genuinely married in the traditional sense is Nam Gongwan, a female cultivator from the Veiled Moon sect. Han Li and Nam Gongwan met in the Bloody Forbidden Land. Both were poisoned by a demonic beast called Mo Jiao and were forced to engage in dual cultivation to dispel the poison. After regaining consciousness, they dual cultivated once more. As this was a first for both, it left a deep and unforgettable impression on their minds. At that time, Nam Gongwan was a core formation cultivator, while Han Li was merely a qi condensation cultivator with a fake spiritual root, creating a significant disparity in their cultivation levels. Therefore, this incident remained a secret between them. When Nam Gongwan learned that Han Li was in danger, she immediately went to Yellow Maple Valley to find him. Unable to locate Han Li, she was severely wounded by a demonic cultivator from the Veiled Moon sect. While she was being pursued by Wang Chan and others, Han Li appeared and rescued her. Nam Gongwan unintentionally absorbed all of Han Li's cultivation and invited him to return to the Veiled Moon sect with her, but Han Li refused and fled to the Scattered Star Seas on his own. When Han Li reached the nascent soul stage, he was unsure how to face Nam Gongwan. Hearing that Nam Gongwan was about to marry, Han Li finally understood his true feelings, determined not to let his woman marry someone else. Therefore, he snuck into the Veiled Moon sect and discovered that Nam Gongwan also harbored feelings for him. Even though Nam Gongwan was being forced to marry Wei Li's hen, Han Li, despite being only at the early nascent soul stage, showed no fear. He knocked out her senior sister, dispelled the seals on Nam Gongwan's body, and took her home. Afterward, Han Li and Nam Gongwan held a dual cultivation ceremony, with countless cultivators attending to offer their congratulations, and from then on, they lived happily together. 2. Ziling. Han Li's second woman is Ziling, a female cultivator from the Marvelous Sound sect in the Scattered Star Seas. Ziling possessed exquisite beauty, which attracted the covetous desires of many male cultivators, but all were repelled by Han Li. After rescuing Ziling from Old Devil Hu, the two developed feelings for each other and grew closer. Ziling, however, did not wish to be a concubine and refused to return home with Han Li. When Han Li later held back the Demon Realm's patriarch, Donghua, and killed the Six Extremes patriarch, he invited Ziling home once more. Knowing Han Li's heaven-defying abilities, Ziling chose to remain in the Demon Realm to cultivate, hoping to stay by his side forever. In the Immortal Realm arc, Ziling learned about her past life from the cycle of reincarnation disc and eventually returned to Han Li's side, living happily together. 3. Yuan Yao. In the Immortal Realm arc, Nam Gongwan referred to Yuan Yao as her little sister, implying that Yuan Yao was also Han Li's Tao companion. Yuan Yao is a female cultivator from a small sect in the Scattered Star Seas. She possessed an incredibly alluring figure with distinct curves that captivated others. Due to her humble origins, both she and Yen Li wanted to find a high-level cultivator to be their Tao companion. They encountered the young master of the Azure Yang sect, Zhang Xian. Yen Li was treated as a human cauldron for cultivation by the young master of the Azure Yang sect. When the young master of the Azure Yang sect attempted to defile Yuan Yao, Yuan Yao and Yan Li teamed up to kill him. Yan Li's body was ruined, and her soul was damaged. Yuan Yao, wanting to save her, entered the Heavenly Void Palace to obtain the soul-nurturing wood, which led to her fateful encounter with Han Li. Her personality became erratic, alluring, and enchanting, leaving a deep impression on Han Li. Han Li even once saw Yuan Yao bathing. When Yuan Yao performed the soul-returning technique to revive Yan Li, she asked Han Li to act as her protector. Both were then drawn by ghostly creatures into the netherworld. Han Li repeatedly saved Yuan Yao's life. As the saying goes, beauties have always been drawn to heroes, and Yuan Yao likewise fell for Han Li. In the spirit realm, she lived near Han Li. In the immortal realm arc, Han Li reversed time to save Yuan Yao after she failed her tribulation and died. Ultimately, Nam Gongwan, referring to Yuan Yao as her little sister, suggests that Yuan Yao has indeed become Han Li's Dao companion. Beautiful women with connections, but no destiny with Han Li. These beauties, despite their connections with Han Li, ultimately did not share a destined fate with him, leaving a sense of regret. 1. Chen Xiaoqian. The one who took Han Li's first kiss was Chen Xiaoqian, a female cultivator from Yellow Maple Valley. She harbored affection for senior brother Liu. Senior brother Liu, intending to seize both her wealth and her person, led Chen Xiaoqian to a cave. Coincidentally, Han Li was resting there. Senior brother Liu intended to kill the eavesdropper but was instead killed by Han Li. Han Li almost took advantage of Chen Xiaoqian, who was under the influence of the Joyous Union pill's effects and was trying to force herself on him. However, he remembered his senior martial uncle saying that male cultivators with a pure yang body would have a higher chance of success when forming their foundation. For the sake of his grand cultivation endeavor, he did not take advantage of Chen Xiaoqian. Afterward, Chen Xiaoqian hinted at her feelings for Han Li multiple times, but he never accepted. Perhaps the intimate scene between Chen Xiaoqian and senior brother Liu that day made it impossible for him to accept her even now. 2. Wen Siyue. The immortal maiden of the grape garden, Wen Siyue, also nearly became Han Li's concubine. Wen Siyue is a female cultivator from the Marvelous Sound sect in the Scattered Star Seas. She was born with an incredibly alluring beauty. She used information about an 8th grade demonic beast to ask Han Li for help, even stating that she was willing to become Han Li's concubine. After Han Li saved her, he gave her a choice. Since Han Li had concealed his true appearance at the time, Wen Siyue did not recognize him and refused to become the concubine of a stranger. When Han Li advanced to the nascent soul stage, he once remarked that if it had been Wen Siyue meeting him then, he would not have let her off so easily. 3. Mei Yin. The heaven-descended beauty, Mei Yin also nearly became Han Li's concubine. Mei Yin is a female cultivator in the Scattered Star Seas. While observing Yuan Yao performing the soul-returning technique, she was caught by ghostly creatures in the netherworld and fell directly onto Han Li. The two faced each other, Han Li below, Mei Yin above. Both were exhausted and could only maintain that posture. As both were normal individuals, they naturally had physiological reactions. A moment later, Mei Yin moved off Han Li. The netherworld contained spirit-severing qi, preventing cultivators from using magic there. Mei Yin possessed the spirit jade physique, carrying spirit communication qi. She used a technique to transfer spirit communication qi to Han Li through their mouths. They even kissed briefly in the process. Thanks to this spirit communication qi, Han Li was able to absorb magic, retrieve some items, and control the demonic beast. Han Li used the demonic beast to sweep clean the netherworld, eventually returning to the heavenly south. Without Mei Yin, Han Li might have simply awaited death in the netherworld. Mei Yin was only at the mid-foundation establishment stage, with ordinary talent, making her hope of core formation very slim. She wanted to become a concubine for a high-level cultivator. Ziling introduced her to Han Li, but Han Li said he would consider taking a concubine after advancing to the nascent soul stage. Mei Yin's lifespan was limited, and she didn't want to wait too long, so she reluctantly gave up. When Han Li did advance to the nascent soul stage, Mei Yin was too shy to bring up the matter again. 4. Mu Peeling. Han Li also had a nominal concubine, Mu Peeling. Mu Peeling was a female cultivator of the Cloudfall sect. When Han Li disguised himself as a low-level cultivator to infiltrate the Cloudfall sect, he was assigned under Mu Peeling's supervision. After Han Li became an elder of the Cloudfall sect, Mu Peeling was forced into a marriage by her family, so she declared herself Han Li's concubine. Han Li gave her two choices. One was to be his nominal concubine but in reality serve as his maid for 20 years, after which she would be free. The other was to truly become his concubine, and Han Li would provide resources and guidance for her cultivation. Mu Peeling chose the second option. Han Li accepted her as a concubine to utilize her body for cultivating the Mad Phoenix Nurturing Essence Art, which would help him break through to the nascent soul realm. However, in the end, Han Li did not use this method. After 100 years, Nam Gongwan was about to escape her predicament and reunite with Han Li, while the Mad Phoenix Nurturing Essence Art was only effective for breaking through to the nascent soul realm. Therefore, Han Li gave Mu Peeling two choices. One was that he would give her some benefits and set her free. The other was to continue staying at Purple Mother Peak, nominally still Han Li's concubine but without actual intimacy, and Han Li would guide her cultivation. Mu Peeling wanted to become Han Li's true concubine, but Han Li refused because he was single-mindedly devoted to the Tao, often entering seclusion for decades. If Mu Peeling could not advance to the nascent soul stage, she would exhaust her lifespan after just a few of Han Li's secluded cultivations. Han Li did not want to experience unnecessary heartache. 5. Inu. The exquisitely beautiful artifact spirit Inu also harbored affection for Han Li, but Han Li only regarded her as a younger sister. Ling Long is the Grand Princess of the Silver Moon Dragon clan in the Spirit Realm, the granddaughter of the Grand Ascension Stage cultivator Ao Xiao. Due to a cultivation error, her true soul was split into two, forming two independent nascent spirits, Yin and Long Meng. When the ancient demons invaded the human realm, the clone of the primal fiend Holy Ancestor forced Inu to leave her body. Inu had to reside within the ancient treasure Rui Jade and was placed in the Heavenly Void Cauldron. When Han Li and others pulled the Heavenly Void Cauldron, Inu escaped from it and fell into Han Li's hands. After Han Li returned to the Heavenly South, Inu appeared and willingly became Han Li's artifact spirit. From then on, the two lived together for decades until the events at Lonely Abyss Mountain concluded, and Inu ascended to the spirit realm. Afterward, Ao Xiao wanted to betroth Inu to Han Li, but Han Li refused. In Han Li's heart, his relationship with Inu was 4 parts close confidant, 4 parts sibling affection, and only 2 parts related to romantic love. So, among Han Li's 3 Tao companions, which one do you like the most? And which female cultivator's missed connection with Han Li do you regret the most? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. And now, goodbye, and see you next time.